first get into position like this, then move like that. Yep, that's it.
Ну, салют, бандиты. В общем, все у нас как обычно. Начинаем мы по стандарту. Все необходимое. Накопилось у нас и смолы достаточно. И экспедицию надо собрать, и делики сделать. Короче, начать и кончить. Делов непочатый край. Как всегда мы сегодня собрались достаточно поздно. Поэтому толком ничего и не успеем. Но хотя бы начать события нам нужно будет обнуть Альхатама. Как раз у нас мало достаточно. Или сперва сходим на этих. На подземелье наказания, наверное. Испытаем наших новых чувачочек. Насколько они быстро будут умирать от всего. Умирать они наверняка будут. Но посмотрим, на что способен вот этот мой текущий недокачанный отряд. Насколько быстро он помрет даже в реакции от бутонов. Ну, хила Яу скорее всего не хватит. Хоть он и достаточно мощный, но когда у тебя перс 50-40 уровня, какого результата можно тут ожидать? Но мы все равно попробуем. С чего начнем? На дерево, что ли, сходить? Нас там убьет, мне кажется, на раз, два, три. Надо, кстати, сейчас протестировать одно сообщение. Нет, ВК опять лагает, надо будет потом его донастроить. Ну, пойдем сходим, поумираем на этих товарищах. Как минимум разочек. Нехватка, конечно, книжек с опытом, это большая проблема.
Dare overstep your mortal authority?
Let me scribe, decided by destiny.
Flicker. Not drag. Defract.
The enraged earth will not absolve you!
Don't be scared.
Ну, по крайней мере, хилит она весьма неплохо. Это радует. Правда, у него 80 энергии жрет ульта, а это очень-очень много. Без восстановы даже не представляю, как она будет регенить. Вон уже все откинулось. Не убирай! Ты еще слишком молода. Электрокикин, блин. Ульта, естественно, нифига не откатилась. Даже не представляю, как тут будет он ее бить. Нехватка уровня, это, конечно, жуткая сила. Вернее, жесткий писец. Ну, давай долби по земле. Электро? Ну, сейчас ты вжаришь по мне по полной.
Experience an eon of suffering.
Куда бежать? Я уже... Потому что вышел и все понял. И толку от этого кролика. Тоже она умирает. Блин, и как тут это? Не умирай. Сейчас меня тупо это съест. Осталось лоу хп и бить его просто неким. Все на грани этого откисания. Да-да, ты крут. Да отстань ты. Ну что, коктейль. Умрешь, не умрешь. Беги! Осталось буквально всего ничего, никак не сдохнет. Даже не знаю, чем его бить. Вручную небу. Это, конечно, жесть. Не бегать же минуту, чтобы добить 10 хп. Хотя другого ничего не остается. Ну что сейчас будет? Опять ты своими куколками. Да умри уже. На последнем бы издыхании. Было бы странно, если бы она сама еще померла. Для пущего эффекта. Не, ну, конечно, отряд достаточно играющий, но не сейчас. Когда никто не прокачан. Это уже больше на извращение похоже. Поэтому уходите-ка вы, товарищи, в карман. А пусть будет тут хотя бы Калия. Его прокачаем. А тут будем раздевать Яо-Яо. А где ты тут у нас? Ну, тут, естественно, моно. Потом, видимо, ими займусь. Ну, дальше поехали в царство Онейрос. Ох, что это тоже будет весело. Надо хотя бы еды, что ли, съесть. Все-таки Рейден сильна. И недооценивать ее не нужно вообще ни разу. Так куда ты убежала?
The eye sweeps the land. Shattered.
Let's dance.
Lightning falls on the land of eternity. This body is
Опять включилась влагалась.
Ready, steady, go!
Не помри только.
I'll protect us.
Follows my blade.
Bolt diffract.
Witness the final calamity.
Here you are.
Purge all obstacles.
Нехорошая атака.
Let the show
Eternity
begin.
is in my hands.
Зарядка для хвоста. Иди-ка сюда.
Purge all obstacles. All eyes on me.
Let's dance.
The process of elimination.
Lightning, obey me.
Practice on
Your
the
verdict is
side.
decided.
Hike. Hold. Positions.
Your verdict is decided.
What a drag.
Absurd.
I'll protect us.
Illusions are but distractions.
Черт.
We can do it. Let the show begin.
Follow my blade.
Он летает, зараза.
Inferior.
И удары на пол хп.
Witness the final calamity.
Черт! Собака.
Ruin followed by blade. In spirit. Eternity is in my hand.
Gotta keep trying. Just like we rehearsed. All eyes on me.
Опять с горем пополам даже таким сетапом.
Emptiness awaits.
I'll protect us.
Не, ужасный кубок. Денвер, конечно, прикольно, но это единственный его плюс. Напрягает, что я сейчас настроил шепчат. Он почему-то делает уведомления большими.
Whatever.
Перенастроил систему, и теперь все тут вообще непонятно. Сбили все настройки.
Wait. Huh? No. Whatever.
Что тебе надо, собака? Вот это вот, наверное, попробуем. Нет, нифига не помогает. Как будто версия для этих
Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate
плохо
intelligence.
видящих.
All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. There have been many poorly written applications lately. I guess
Хрен
I
его
just have
знает,
to
потом
reject them
буду
all.
копаться. Сейчас уж точно времени на это
Let
нет.
the show begin.
А вот тут, конечно, можно будет поразвлекаться. Так, сейчас еще момент. Ладно. Включим мы отряд непонятно какой, которых будут все убивать. Но попробуем. Ну, колея тут не нужна. А, кого я тут брал? Мону
This
и
is destiny.
Яо-Яо. Попробуем хотя бы ежедневки таким сетапом сделать. Хотя бы на это, я надеюсь, они способны. Тут мы, естественно, опять разделим Барбару. Звучит, конечно, двояко, но... Да пускай звучит. На Барбару мы будем раздевать. Что тебе для повышения нужен уровень? Да, и прокачаем ее немножко. Похилить чуть побольше хотя бы будет. Так, ладно. Что ты нам скажешь? Убить кого-то для посетителей, судя по всему. Да без проблем. Куда там надо? Отсюда, по-моему, проще долететь, не бежать будет. Хотя мне это все равно напрягает. попробуй перезапустить. Естественно, меня тут ожидает щитовик, который еще и кунается. Еще и врезается во все. Вы хотя бы этих убьете?
Delve into destiny. The stars.
Великолепный отряд, который даже несколько хилчугов убить не может.
Don't be scared.
Ура, я справился. Это было мега эпично. Где ты, блин? Живи всех живых. Мона 40-го. Да. Ура, я справился с горсткой хилчугов. Величайшее достижение всех времен и народов. Ну, что тут нас ожидает?
Scry the sky. Let me scry. Stay put. Positions.
Не, Мона тут, видимо, чисто для ульты, потому что иначе это будет нездорово. Хотя, опять же, у меня ничего нет, что я от нее ожидаю. Что еще? Хилчуги. Давай без этого.
How bold.
Stay put. Written in the stars. Delve into destiny. Positions.
Deflect.
Ну хоть тут без аксесса всех убили. Мне это все-таки конкретно напрягает. Версия для незрячих, блин. Надо было, конечно, мне сохранить настройки, но об этом что-то как-то не подумал. Вот все меню полазил, вообще не вижу, где это настраивается. Короче, наверное, глюк какой-то. Ну да ладно. Дальше у нас опять что-то непонятное.
Don't be scared! Fate is upon you!
Я думал, кто-то не остался еще живой. А нет, никого живых не осталось. Так, и еще где-то одно задание, последнее. А что у нас тут? Копейщица, 2 одноручников. Блин, опять эта зараза. Но попробуем ее убить. Еще и вплавать будешь в половине местов. Вообще шикарная. И как ее убивать?
Stay put! Let me scribe!
Ну, попробуем вот так. Хотя, в принципе, уже довольно неплохо. Я ожидал, что будет хуже. Тут еще и дендрейв инфузия с критами. В итоге вышло все весьма оперативно. Ну, полетели, добьем уже.
Ad Astra. Thank you for
Да-да, пожалуйста. Недогерои, блин. Ну, продолжим выполнять сие важное поручение. Хотя тут, по-моему, я его только начал выполнять.
So,
My legs are getting sore.
What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Боюсь представить, кто он из тех троих.
Oh, I mean, I...
That's called being complacent. If you're happy
Если
to
он
just
третий, на
accept the
которого
way
я
things
возлагал
are,
надежду, то все очень
Come on.
плохо.
That's just...
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it.
Так, один искатель приключений, наверное, это он. Вот про него я как раз таки говорил. Вот это торговец, а вот это я уже не помню, кто там третий.
Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine.
It looks like all three candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. Writing a manifesto takes
Как
time,
весело.
so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of. I'll be waiting off to the side.
Все, померла. Чи... Цаньвэй. Да тут все хорошие, если с этой стороны посмотреть.
Finished, huh?
Everyone took it very.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked, and keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants... That's for me to know? We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Цаньвэй.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Mind your tone, mister.
Ага, есть
Relax.
такое.
It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a cloud retainer. You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must, with your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps...
Ты все равно заносчивый.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please, introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible
Тоже
for,
такой себе
auditing the
кандидат.
accounts.
Is it just Paimon or...
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction.
Oh, okay.
Надеюсь, Джи более-менее адекватны.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the...
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How...
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of
По-моему,
people with
если
far more
выбирать, я
expertise than
выбрал бы его.
myself. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways. And you might read...
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your...
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate if it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results.
Nice answer.
GE. По-моему, тот самый адекватный.
Great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful.
Хотя, по-моему, меня к этому и подвели.
He was just a
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes, but he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. Mingguo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's but he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites.
perfect summary. Paimon couldn't.
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of the depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work.
Конечно, это ж он,
Plus, he
по-моему,
is
искатель
modest, but
путешественников.
what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle T.
Great.
We'll see.
Да, надо сперва воскрешить Нилу, которая разбилась, падая с высокой высоты. Ну, конечно, она дала жару. Ну, тут скорее катсцена помешала. Влезла в самое неподходящее время. Салют, дядюшка Чан.
I see.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhi's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is
I didn't want to say anything when I gave those three candidates have all studied under me in the past. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the...
Whoa. So how did you get to know them all, Uncle?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention. We first met while fishing. Jury came from a poor family, and his parents died. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing, and quite. And now, all of a sudden, the young are growing up, and
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You...
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time.
Fresh fish soup.
Doesn't
Тебе
it?
лишь бы пожрать.
Also, some time ago, when we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings that flavor makes for a fond memory.
Ooh, can Paimon come next time too?
Let's get back to the matter at hand.
I appointed you. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, this decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Remember,
Understood. Come on, let's go talk.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian.
Ну, тут как бы выбор есть, но выбора нет.
His manifesto was written well.
Easy. Let's not rush.
Huh? So,
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. For example, when
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Неожиданно.
who are they?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyan and Shanghua. They work as my trusted assistants. They are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various... Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he a...
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Juri, well, obviously, as the most promising. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people pack.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Blue? He does business at the North Wharf.
That's actually.
Даже не знаю, кто это, но пойдем. Не, Мона потом. Сперва Яо-Яо. Ну, плывет, по крайней мере, она быстро.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water.
Even so.
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with.
Okay, well, when you. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get me.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called
Juri? Yes, I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. But Juri never retaliated. He returned cruelty with kindness. Injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him sooner?
He sounds like a decent man.
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Lin Long. Come on, but try not to let him see you. You want?
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
Нужен он больно. Конкретно мне.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
Совсем неприметно.
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance.
Так
So
я
I
же
thought I might buy
ящиками,
him a
как
set
он
of
меня может
high-quality
увидеть?
fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Видимо, тут играет роль только
Thank you very much,
дальность,
Miss Lin Long.
а не уровень обзора.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with it. Are you satisfied now, Yelan?
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go.
Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that
Ага,
sound?
мне это не интересно, зато пойман сманила.
Well, come on!
Ну вот по-любому какая-нибудь подстава будет. Не может все так гладко быть. Не может человек быть идеальным. Как говорится, в тихом омуте черти водятся. По-любому там все не так чисто. Вот чуйка у меня.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby...
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of... We've heard about this young man called Jur-E, who's supposed to be a fantastic...
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Jury. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, we think...
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might...
Oh? Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple...
Sure thing.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
No go.
Here to buy some fish? You better hurry. When they're...
Hello, we're from the...
Wow, she's...
Society for Fish Price Research. I haven't done anything illegal.
Please, don't worry. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at...
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh? What?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed he was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged. He managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feel. I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved and nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to...
I see. Well...
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's
The more times you say it, the less convincing.
Doesn't have a lot of mora.
Ну, просто не умеет копить. Бывает.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, what brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great...
Really? People said I know
But of course,
Разводила.
we also heard that Master Dooku is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away and...
Great! So what do you wish to know?
Now she's lying to a kid.
Ага.
So, Master Dooku...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups? I've heard many tales of Jury. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about...
Oh, I can completely understand that.
Oh yeah, I know that. Before that, people always used to talk about Jury in a kind of nasty tone of voice. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people...
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dooku...
I'm not
Как-то
that
постало, что-то 2 месяца
Oh
назад
yeah, one
случилось.
other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say...
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about...
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then,
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Jury seems reputation.
Да, какая-то
True.
подстава есть.
But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity...
Sudden?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown.
Да,
Uncle
сегодня
soon said even his
отредактирую. Ну, не
friends who
сегодня,
travel
завтра,
far and
скорее
wide
всего,
hear about him
с
wherever they
работы.
go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left a plus. There's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor.
When you put it like that...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, right, and that changes everything. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most...
Someone's trying to gain influence over... Even if we ask Jiri about...
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement, whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. Come on, let's get back. Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have...
Yikes! We better...
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Jur-E, the fact any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious.
Even though Yelan took half... Well...
Тут все значительно запутаннее. Тут есть уровень приключений, это общий уровень героя, здесь он близок к максимальному, и уровень у каждого героя свой. Нет, не можешь, меня тут нет. Меня, кстати, нормально слышно или вообще не очень? И по сути ее пройти полностью невозможно, а из-за того, что постоянно выходят новые эвенты, можно докачать всех до максимального уровня, но это уже не совсем то. Здесь постоянно разные события происходят каждую неделю примерно, поэтому здесь всегда есть чем заняться. Раз в месяц, раз в несколько месяцев выпускаются новые обновления. Ну, пока я просто заморозил картинку. Но здесь действительно много чего есть. Скажем так, сейчас я прохожу легендарное задание одного из героев. Это не совсем основная цепочка. Поэтому многое, конечно, здесь не учтено.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yeon's little helpers, Shenhua! If you're back, that means you've...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave.
Don't drag this out. Just...
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly, regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the account?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't. But once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets.
Давай. Это своеобразная игра, к которой не каждый может привыкнуть. Тем более здесь очень много разных диалогов.
It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets.
What a strange guy. It's like...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result.
I'm back! Huh?
Ты опоздал,
You're
чувак.
here.
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skill.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you.
Они бывали редко, и толку с них с бугап и тупожоров нету. Тем более попробуй еще успеть, когда их за 1 минуту убивают. Особенно, когда с работы стоишь про них вспомнить, а уже минута прошла, все, ты не успел. И прошляпил ты своего бугага.
Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbua struggles to get his words out when he gets
Так
nervous,
что определенные минусы в
especially when
этом
he's
есть.
chatting with strangers.
Поэтому не-не-не. Бугак трупожоров еще этого вспомни. Мага, на которого еще попробуй наметить до лимитов осколок. То особенно раньше, когда огнемаг всех убивал, так выбить на нем вообще было что-то нереально. И не умерев самому. Особенно у огненного. Я гляжу, вы все тут собрались. Как здорово все, что все вы здесь сегодня собрались. Хоть как-то чат немного оживился, а то вообще тишина была последнее время.
But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much
А
have a
чат я
normal
прочитаю,
conversation
скорее
with
всего,
him.
уже завтра.
On the whole,
Завтра
the
буду на
feedback from
работе,
the
как
Ministry
раз
of
и
Civil
баланс
Affairs was very
подредактируем.
positive.
И
He
все
always
остальное.
considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
Ну, иногда это тоже надо. Я не про вытрезвитель, а вообще в принципе. Я даже знаю, что сегодня за праздник. Сегодня, по-моему, день студента. Так что очень хороший повод отметить сие событие.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbua at all?
I don't believe so. Mingbo is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbo to take a final look at... Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Да, понятное дело, что это неправда. Но наливаем у нас в таверне регулярно, и это хорошо.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
У тебя там какая? Осми, Палладий. И какая там еще Осми, Палладий, какая-то там еще третья, забыл.
So that's what you meant by...
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
Платина, что ли? Блин, надо глянуть, я уже забыл. Вот дожили. Уже забыл, какие лоялки существуют. Ну да. Платина, Палладий, Осми, точно. Я про Платину забыл. Видимо, она тоже для меня настолько нубская, что я ее даже не включил в свой список. Да-да-да, ты Платина. Платину хочешь себе иметь? Зачем тебе блатные вроде Палладия и Осмия? На Платине ж можно остановиться.
So, have you finished reading the manifest?
Still have...
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is Jiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Jiangshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing.
So, did they find any...
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way the technology wasn't mature enough at that time. So the excavation project, Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plan. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get...
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar? Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first...
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Jiangshu Pool.
Но на самом деле лоялку можно апнуть, насколько я слышал, и по факту. Но именно не лоялку апнуть, а именно получить бонусные. Например, если у тебя будет, скажем так, не будет залито вообще ничего, ты можешь закинуть, сколько там у нас получается, 100 евро, и получить за них, как будто у тебя уже есть лоялка. То есть даже если ты вдруг не сможешь ее продлить, а на ДРБК зальешь все сразу, по идее ты также получишь двойной бонус, как имея лоялку. Я вот не помню, где ты это читал, то ли в Лам говорил, то ли где-то еще, но что-то такое мне припоминается. Так, по-моему, нельзя сделать, если напрямую в Ламу занести. Но именно через магазин вроде можно. Но при желании ты, конечно, можешь уточнить этот аспект. Если вдруг случайно забудешь, чтобы не потерять максимальный бонус. Потому что есть такая особенность у него.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secrets?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge...
Shenwei and Ningbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought.
Но поддержание максимальной лоялки особого смысла, как правило, и нету. Разве? Раньше мне просто говорили несколько по-другому. Что, допустим, вот опять же приведу такой пример. У тебя сейчас залито вообще 0. За ближайшие полгода, бла-бла-бла. Ты можешь залить сразу 600 и получишь 700. То есть 600 залив, ты получишь лоялку. И как раз работает на 100 евро бонус. И получишь в итоге 700. Как будто лоялка у тебя уже была. Ну это да. Лоялка имеет свои плюсы. Именно во внешности. Падать, конечно, никто тут не умеет. Ну, на самом деле, череп это, конечно, вещь прикольная, но я давно на него уже не обращал внимания. А вот лоялка звучит действительно грозно. Осми, когда видишь, понимаешь, что там не простой человек, а вливший очень и очень много.
Excuse me? What's that?
Just,
Huh?
I don't think we're going to get anywhere asking questions.
Да вы вообще демоны. Ну, это понятное дело. Ну, например, кто-то единоразово влил трешку, и потом ему достаточно через месяц, 2-3 добавить ежемесячный влив, и вот он вернет свою лояльность, тем самым получив и нужное удвоение, и нужный статус. Но, скорее всего, это не для вас, вы вносили все в равных количествах. Поэтому это не совсем будет работать как надо. Ну да, то есть, как уже сказал, при нулевом лучше всего понимается. Было 0, влили 600, получили плюс 100. Если было влито за полгода, пускай 300, долили просто в один раз сразу еще 300 и получили плюс 100 сверху. То есть добили до бонуса сколько необходимо и получили удвоение, соответствующее полученной лоялке.
what's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems we don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says, at this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan, that'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommend no red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the trip, so who's...
That's a question for the newcomers.
Ну, 5 осмиев это, конечно, круто.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something?
Это однозначно круто. Ну, не совсем пофиг мне на это. Просто круто.
These newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the My only complaint is that they're always going out I guess they just need some time to adjust.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned.
You got that right. They tell me it rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. Hey, you're only young once, right?
Interesting. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about that.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Ну да, потерял следы.
The footprints stop here.
Не, ну булка-то понятно, у нас сейчас стал клан магов. Поэтому неудивительно. А пробой с Реал Эгом я видел. Довольно мощно ты там волки всех порешал. Но там насчет Реал Эга, он, конечно, и сильно одет, но по факту он очень ватный, и в него прилетает очень сильно. Так тем более через цель его расстрелял. Через цель у лучников, конечно, та еще имба, которая, если еще работает нормально, в плане того, что если чувак беззащитен, то там все, пиши пропало.
But, judging from the direction,
Кинетику-то вечно не прожмешь, змейка есть далеко не у всех, поэтому... Это, в принципе, замечается на всех, что воинских, что стрелковых классов. Магии это не так сильно замечают, потому что, в принципе, по ним не так часто бьют. Именно через цель. А вот по воинам, по стрелкам очень и очень часто. Отгребают больше всех. Особенно воины, которые быстро остаются без защиты. Еще и далеко не все знают, как нормально играть, как вовремя прожимать. То есть там же видно, когда по тебе через цель стреляют. То есть начинает по тебе тупо долбить. Но образно, ты с него его раскрываешь, у него заканчиваются все защиты, и дальше уже по энтеру через всех его сносишь. Там у лука уже по 1000 начинает выстрелов с каждого размена лететь. А он без разменов, он без защиты, он с хилом на КД, он даже отхиливаться в таком случае не успевает. Тут надо просто грамотно рассчитывать защиты. И в таких случаях то ли абсолютно прожимать, то ли чередовать что-то другое.
looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. Look at these ashes.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before...
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Ford?
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else.
Darn!
Make no mistake. The purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and...
Really? Paimon can't smell anything.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of inject. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's not, but it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague.
Третий.
I sent him to look into Zhi-Yi's regular contacts. Since Zhi-Yi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhi-Yi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhi-Yi once bought a...
What? That's news... No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even...
Fish soup? What fish?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our... Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhi-Yi, but the guy's too cautious.
Okay, so tailing that.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first...
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one... Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Черт, я, по-моему, немного не угадал со временем, да и не сильно, в принципе. Кто ж этот наш злодей? Я даже не знаю.
It looks like we're all here. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice...
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush. Just get on with...
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy... Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi-Yi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Niue. After much consideration.
What?
Все, обломались. Даже интересно, с кем он там сотрудничает.
In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tian. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working?
I'll have to see.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Но, по-моему, Минбо тут самый нормальный будет.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi-Yi, you'll have some
Хотя,
preparation
по-моему,
to
Елань пускай
It won't be long
становится
before you're
опорой.
informed of your official appointment. I hope you...
I will live up to the Tianshu name. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory...
Count me out. I'm not an...
Zhi-Yi seems pretty relaxed now.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that... If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Нашли крайнего.
No, if we get stuck here...
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got rid of them.
Lady Yelan, Jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Jury really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him with...
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan? I guess Jury didn't let us...
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just...
What?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too.
Shinue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest... So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask...
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole...
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds...
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right...
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question.
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time.
Liquor and wine with...
Where to?
Sigu
Он, походу,
Antiques.
отмечать.
Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is.
Sure. Which model are you looking?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go...
Jury picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique, just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that...
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out.
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum...
Okay. Thanks, Lin Long. Seems there's a...
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out.
This is turning into a real...
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grandmaster of Field...
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical...
Yelan, so if we can't figure
Ну,
out where
по-моему,
Jury
нет.
went,
С кем-то он решил побухать за двоих.
If so, it's no...
what do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, if he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive... No. This is a victory. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Hence the need for expense... Now, where might we find Fatui who match...
Fatui officials. Should be...
Have both locations surrounded. Take...
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our...
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation, in which case, we don't need to change...
Great idea! So we just need to find...
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could be...
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling everything on this. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all up...
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slippery...
I'll be waiting for you at the T... If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night.
Ну да, ждем теперь, когда ночь наступит. Черт, немного промахнулся со временем. Лишние сутки придется ждать. Ну да ладно.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy.
Qingshu Pool? That's...
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there.
Oh no, we gotta...
Let's go. If my hunch is correct.
Ага, неожиданно улов большой рыбы. Ну и получаю за просмотр Твича, за собственную запись. Это, конечно, мега эпично. Ну, кстати... Пойдем-ка мы быстро убьем того товарища.
In the name of the princessin.
Да-да, принцесса. Раз я открыл этого товарища и накопилось нужное количество смолы, надо бы его и грохнуть.
Rain outlines your face. Let's light it up! There is no escape! By royal decree, body and mind, shine down! There is no escape! No, my sword!
Давай уже показывай свои уязвимые места.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Witness the power of good luck! Huh? Odds for the... Torn to oblivion!
Ну, хотя бы так.
Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered! Midnight Phantasmagory! Going in! Ring cutter, know my sword! By royal decree, Inazuma shines eternal!
Ну все, хватит. Спела твоя песенка змей. Так, 2 минуты перекура.
Just sharpen my spear.
Надо же все-таки добить этот квест. Продолжаем. Ну, пока до повышения ему явно далековато. Где-то там Аль-Хайтам. Хотя, в принципе, не так много осталось. Еще разочек змеи убить.
This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Опа, сундучок. И один монстр.
Shine down. Rain outlines your fate. Let's light it up.
А не монстров все-таки было больше.
Take them. I have no need.
Ну и не страшно. Хотя вы мне тут не нужны. Не по вашей душе я сюда пришел. Тут вход. Прикольно. Неожиданно.
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're in. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, still, be ready to fight at any moment.
Don't worry, we're all perfect. By the way, Yelan?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford.
Руины. Ну, посмотрим, что там нас ждет. Пойдем имбовой пачкой. А, ну, естественно, как бы... Елань, точно.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. There is no escape.
Busted. Take it easy.
Но вообще-то не всегда получается.
As I expected. But this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Например, когда вы вчера звали, я уже спал в это время. Поэтому вчера это было несколько бесполезно. Кроме того, я не всегда здесь сижу. Мне даже на нее не особо времени хватало.
Ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like that must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
Я и тут нифига не успеваю сделать, не говоря о чем-то больше. Я вот то, что сейчас прохожу, должен был пройти еще хреновую тучу времени назад.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Shine down. Witness the power of the wild. Rain outlines your fate.
Ну или не про вчера, когда-то на днях пытались в это время позвать. Я уже точно не помню, когда это было. Если не вчера, это, возможно, было позавчера. Ну, в общем, на днях.
Let's light it up.
Но когда-то на днях точно меня очень усердно пытались позвать. Это я помню хорошо.
Water's gone down. Hey,
Here comes the catch.
Busted.
No, my sword. Huh? Adventure time. Everybody stand back!
Gotcha. Quietly now.
Rain outlines your fate. Illusion shattered.
Игрушка довольно-таки прикольная.
Shine down.
Как уже сказал, здесь прежде всего мне понравилась она именно лором, то есть историей. То, что мы видим, это лишь отголосок сюжета, который тут есть. Тут все намного сложнее и умнее, я бы сказал. Не говоря уже о графике, которой мой старый компьютер просто не тянул. Так что давай, присоединяйся сюда тоже. Как минимум попробовать все равно стоит. Довольно-таки все-таки прикольная игрушка. И донат тут не такой большой, как в БК. Пожалуй, это большой аргумент. Причем здесь не все так просто, здесь еще и куча головоломок, которые нужно решить. Многие из которых решить не так-то просто. И в принципе множество моментов сделано очень красиво и интересно, вроде этого.
The waters flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
Так что это мини-игра с кучей загадок. Только попробуй тут разобраться. Хоть многие довольно простые, но сложных тут, конечно, тоже хватает.
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Illusion shattered!
Gotcha! Busted! Things are about to get dicey.
Bubba, get them!
Let me weave you a verse.
Но я сейчас достаточно силен, чтобы просто так все умирало. И это, конечно, достаточно круто. В БК я, конечно, так не смогу.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Sorry.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup.
А вот это очень интересно.
Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work.
Урод, конечно.
I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through what was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup
Это больше одиночка, но с возможностью кооперироваться до 4 человек. То есть кооператив тут есть, но он относительный. Например, можно вместе проходить подземелья. Но даже при этом образно у каждого игрока есть свой мир. Если к тебе зайдет кто-то другой, помочь тебе в чем-то он может. Но что-то залутать он не сможет, потому что большинство в мире, вроде заданий и прочего, они одноразовые. Скажем так, игра это одиночная, но к тебе в мир может зайти другой игрок и помочь тебе с игрой. И не так много вещей, ну скажем так, в мире раскидано очень много сундуков. ДС это что у нас? Я даже не знаю, что это. Так вот, раскидано очень много сундуков. И все сундуки одноразовые, то есть ты раз его открыл, лут с него получил и все. Если другой игрок зайдет тебе в мир, он не сможет взаимодействовать с этим сундуком. Только ты можешь его открыть, это только ты можешь получить с него добычу. То есть это все-таки больше одиночная игра, чем групповая. Зато к тебе могут присоединиться другие игроки до 3, и вы сможете пойти убить какого-нибудь босса и вместе получить с него награду. Но там уже другой небольшой нюанс, это немножко другое. То есть каждый из зашедших потратит определенный ресурс, чтобы получить добычу.
Of course, this is as long as you continue. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks
Пока
you
не
have
буду
for me,
сильно
I will
вдаваться
perform
в
them
детали.
diligently.
То есть кооператив есть, но он такой относительный.
Did you hear that? It was poison! What a nasty guy! See?
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for...
Excellent liquor.
Но истории тут, конечно, замечательные, это точно. И вот истории проходятся в основном соло. Но на самом деле в планах у меня тоже пройти Ведьмака и 1, 2 и 3. Просто, скажем так, одна знакомая на эту игру подсадила, и все, не хватает времени ее даже полностью пройти. Теоретически ее пройти полностью можно, но тут столько всего, и сделать всего нужно очень много времени, которого у меня пока в принципе немного. А так у меня есть в Стиме и Ведьмак 1, и Ведьмак 2, и Ведьмак 3. Я хочу скачать полностью набор модов на Ведьмака 1 и как-нибудь заняться им, если когда-нибудь у меня руки найдут.
We've seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone is... But soon, everything will be taken care of. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey.
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider
Кроме
over
того,
time.
тот же Skyrim я почти прошел. Готику я, по-моему, и 1, и 2, и 3 полностью прошел. Не вечно же их проходить, поэтому Genshin, я в принципе люблю аниме, поэтому Genshin, скажем так, одна из тех вещей, которая меня зацепила, и рисовкой в том числе.
Just look at your two competitors. Chen Wei had wealth. Ming Boa had reputation. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll
Ну,
guard
Фатум
your
тут,
home for the
конечно,
rest of its life.
злейшие гады.
Yes, I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
Он его травил, что ли?
You know, the best thing about you is that you... heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much...
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now.
Да, постараюсь. Доброй ночи, я тоже сейчас уже завершаю. Завтра на работу.
How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his...
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on, fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink...
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. Huh? Jur-E, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And didn't you really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand?
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives. The ruins will collapse.
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, it explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability.
Ну, как минимум, он
Of
умен.
course, none of that will have anything to do with me.
Правда, не знаю,
When all of
стоит ли
this
ему
comes to
еще
my
доверять.
attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice
По
but to
крайней
cancel the
мере, да, он
Tianshu
отравил
redevelopment plan
наставника.
immediately.
Может, он сейчас его и
I guess
вылечит.
then I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
Jur-E, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui is a record. After I die, they'll come look.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second in command, Theo.
How do you know about that?
И он действительно, мне кажется, подойдет на эту роль.
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise he has been eyeing your position for a long time now.
That traitor!
Shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
Ситуация.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely.
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss...
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison Nothing else you wanted to add?
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu.
Your point...
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even... What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E. Clever people can always come up with a... There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tien... He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no
На
other
самом
way.
деле его можно было
Uncle
просто не
Tien was
травить.
always going to give you this opportunity. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most.
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jur-E these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Шанс.
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then...
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professional. Don't worry. As long as they're willing to get some rest.
Ну, за то, что он такой изобретательный, можно было бы, конечно, все-таки и помиловать его, что ли.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done.
Dr. Baishu, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine It's good we caught it in time. A few days later and the toxin...
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are, unfortunately for them.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. You're here too? Thank you. Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing...
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take him in. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is...
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalty.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle...
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to try. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hit. I concluded that he had no ulterior motives In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but he chose that specific liquor from Shinue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison. And he also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences.
How is Zhi now?
Well, I mean, he's sitting in a jail cell. But still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you...
Yes, Zhi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my... But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately...
Uncle Tian? Yelan? What are you talking about?
Zhi colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. With Yusupov in our hands, and a statement from Zhi, we could afford to continue with it. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second in... Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new... Why else did you...
So, okay.
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, but when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone.
The Fatui must be spying on us.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which
I have to ask, Yelan. I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yen...
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's danger, and although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people, maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian.
Неужто я доделаю это задание?
The people of Liyue must have already started preparing for the most...
Ладно, друзья, товарищи, на этом, пожалуй, все. Всем спасибо за просмотры и до скорого.